This is an international podcast transmission. Is anyone out there? If you're listening, you've reached the No Fixed Agenda podcast.
Honestly.
Do you think it happened or didn't happen? You can't be either yes or no.
I think it happened.
You think they got into outer space?
I think they went into outer space. So that's the thin line, right? They went up just high enough to be considered in outer space. It's not like they
were doing a spacewalk.
Yeah, exactly.
At the fucking International Space Station.
So I think that's what's weird with it. It's one of those things where I think people are just looking to get away from some of the political conversations right now.
Yeah.
The tariffs, Doge.
The whole thing. Elon Musk being fired and all this shit.
Immigration deal.
Yeah.
I think there's so many people like grasping for straws here with this Blue Origin situation that I think it's very funny about how this is all playing out. And it's really weird. And I think it happened. I think they went up there.
They had a special route, they said, though.
Yeah, a special route.
It was the same route as some other astronauts had done.
Fuck. It's so hard to believe. It's kind of one of those things where it's almost the same conspiracy theorists or maybe some of the ones that don't believe we ever went up to the moon.
Yeah, that are coming up with all the other contradictory shit. But I'm with you on this one. I'm with you. I agree with you wholeheartedly on the narrative needs to be changed in regards to the political climate that we got going on, the freaking polarization of the population and the country right now. I think they need something else to grasp onto. You're identifying the number one reason why I refuse to watch TV or the news or even follow news outlets on social media. Like you texted me Blue Origin. I had to Google it. I was like, what the fuck is Blue Origin? And I was like, oh yeah.
Yes,
I think I saw one or two memes as I was making a post on social media. And then I was like, oh shit. So then I like literally been watching it for the last hour going, yeah, that kind of looks like bullshit a little bit.
Yeah.
But to your point, you're right. They got to change the narrative. So
if you're tuning in to us here, and you're living underneath a rock and haven't seen any of the stuff that's going on, or somebody like Omar who just fucking doesn't pay attention to what's going on outside
of my world. Yeah. No, I don't pay, like my world is you, the community, my friends, my family. That's my fucking world, dude. Like at the end of the day, man,
I get it.
Dude.
But if you are one of those people living underneath the rock, we're talking about the Blue Origin astronaut conversation that's going on here in society at this point.
Yeah, that's fucking awesome, dude.
And there are a lot of things that are really funky with this whole entire thing. And there's also, I don't know, the more I get into it, I would believe that they went up there and did it. And I only from the fact that this is not the first time that Blue Origin has sent up people. Bezos went up there last year or 2 years ago with a group of people. I think he sent another group up there. So I feel that it's a true thing that happened. What's fucking weird to me is the way they interacted after the fact and the way this whole the landing popped up. What I don't like and what I hate that I've seen is the news outlets immediately started calling them astronauts. I saw the interviews afterwards.
They're celebrities, dude.
And they were like, what's it feel like to be an astronaut now? Or now that you're an astronaut. And they all...
Total disrespect to fucking true astronauts that actually fucking studied and went to school and have to do all the physical requirements and all that stuff.
I think that's a fucked up statement. Honestly.
Yeah, I agree.
I was watching those and I was like, as soon as it came out of the reporter's mouth, the question of astronaut, I was like, really? You're going to just negate everything that any astronaut who's gone up there has to go through training and stuff. And now it's like
or being in a fucking space station for months on end.
Yeah.
No.
These billionaires, they come in, they pay the money.
What makes me, as we're, again, I'm just learning about this more than, you texted to me about an hour ago.
Yeah.
And so I've been consuming this for about an hour.
Yeah.
And the first thing that comes to my mind is a bunch of rich motherfuckers, dude, that just got way too much money to fucking spend. And then the second thing that comes to my mind is, do you remember the freaking submarine? People were paying millions of dollars to go down into the deepest parts of the freaking ocean to go see the Titanic. And they all fucking died, dude. You remember that? Remember that?
Honestly, no.
You don't remember this shit,
No.
dude? Oh my God.
No, I don't.
I can't remember the name of the freaking submarine, but it was some guy, dude. He had a tourism business, and he made his own submarine so that he could take millionaires and billionaires down to wherever the freaking Titanic is landed in the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean and tour and go in around the Titanic. So he had done this a couple times, dude. Guess how much the tickets were going for, dude? $1.3 million, dude.
Go down there.
To go down there
go down there and die.
He had done it a couple times, dude. And so people were doing it. Well, nobody fucking tested this guy's fucking submarine, dude. It was some freaking rich guy, dude. He said, he was taking like anywhere from 6 to 9 people. I think it was like 6 people. So he was making over $6 million a trip to take them down there for a short period of time. They do the tour, come back up. And so what happened was,
I didn't know that.
The freaking submarine lost pressure.
Okay.
And it was so deep in the ocean, it just, and then they were going to, it just collapsed on itself, dude. So all those millionaires that were in there paying God knows how much money to get into that thing so they can say that they saw the Titanic. Same thing's going to happen here, dude. Somebody's going to get hurt because you got Jeff Bezos with all these millions of dollars that are going, and NASA's being freaking defunded, and there's not enough money in NASA right now to do all these things. Like, dude, it's just a bunch of rich motherfuckers that want to go out and say, yeah, I've been in space. I get it. You got money.
I guess my question is, it's weird. It's an all-female deal, and it's not like this is the first. I think there's been 64 female astronauts.
True astronauts
that have gone up there.
Yeah.
And you get these 6 that don't have any experience whatsoever, and to call them that. I guess what interests me a little bit is a lot of it's the entertainment value, which
you don't say Katy Perry and.
So what's weird is the reactions that Katy Perry had afterwards.
Kissing the ground, you mean?
Kissing the ground. Like she carried the daisy, and I've heard a lot of people make fun of the daisy thing. And if she's
what was the deal? I saw the daisy in one of the videos, but what was that about?
So her daughter's name is Daisy. And so she took a daisy with her in the representation of her daughter. Whatever. That's cool. If that's the truth, then that's the truth. Whatever. Right. I think it's a cool representation with it. I think more people made more things about that. Right. Oh, this daisy, and why would she take this up, and whatever else packages, like a bag or butterfly, whatever the fuck it was that she
it was her meth, bro.
What? That's his thing, is memes online. You also look at this stuff and people make.
She was getting as high as she possibly could, bro.
So what's weird with me is like the way they all acted afterwards. It was like the biggest thing that you could have ever done. It was the hardest thing, or it was like, and then they kissing the ground and just making just really weird comments about it. I think that is the entertainment value of it, which I don't really get too much from the fact that I think that portion of it is staged. Like, hey, we need these type of people to go on this mission. We can't have just like Gayle King and Lauren Sanchez and Amanda Wynn, the ones that are a little bit more like straight line, right? Yeah. You need some people that are like Katy Perry that are a little bit more of the entertainment value of it. So I think that's where it gets a little bit.
They would never send a Jeff Stoner and Omar Hernandez up to space.
Oh, would you go though?
I don't know, man. I don't know. That's a good question. I would have to look at it from an overall perspective. I just got over a lot of my other phobias in the last few years. I don't think I have a phobia of being in space, but I might go if somebody told me they were going to do this and they walked me through the process and there was some form of training I would probably do. But just to be like, yeah, we need some fucking guy to go up in a freaking in a spaceship to see if he lives or died. No, I would not go.
Yeah.
If this was like, we don't know if you're going to make it or not, but we'll pay you a few $1 million to go up there. Oh, I'm going to be a test monkey. No, I'm good.
I think I would. Regardless of the situation, I think I would.
You would?
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I
think I would. I don't know if I would want to do like the full space thing just yet. And there's a long way to go for the private civilian to go shot up into space, I think.
Well,
and with that, because all of that, all the training goes with it and the mental and physical and everything else. If you're just continuously sending people up to that, that line, I can't remember what the name of the line that they have that they've stated where it's like, this is the edge of space. So technically you can be considered in space.
Yeah.
I think it's 62 miles above ground, I think.
I have no clue.
Somewhere along those lines, or 80 miles, something like that. I would probably do it, hands down. I think if there's an opportunity to do it and they said, hey, listen, we need the average Joe to go. Because Lord knows I'm not paying. I don't have $1 billion to take that.
They would have to pay me to go, dude. That's all. Dude, you're talking, okay, the scenario you're talking about, dude, like if, oh yeah, we want the average Joe to go see, they're basically using you as a test dummy. That's that scenario. So they would have to pay you to do that. You're telling me Katy Perry is not making $1 billion from this damn deal, dude?
Oh, no, they're all making money.
They're all making money from it.
They're all making money some form or fashion, whether that's people paying them to go on and do interviews somewhere, whatever.
Or the promotional stuff that's going to come after that. What are they going to, Katy Perry's going to be able to say, she's going to write her next song, dude. It's going to be like, I was in outer space.
Yeah.
Shit, dude. There's money to be made here. And so they would have to pay me. Again, dude, I got so much responsibility here at home. And it's not that I'm afraid to take risks, man. But at the end of the day, let a few more other idiots go up there and figure it out and blow up. And like the guy with the submarine, I go back to that story. There's nobody else going down there right now because they just realized how bad they fucked up. The same things that happen in space. The question is, what's the benefit? There's no benefit to it, dude. There's zero fucking benefit to it right now.
Yeah. Space thing, I don't know. The Blue Origin scenario, I would probably do it just to see it. I don't deny that it's a fucking really cool experience. And it's one of these things like this whole entire thing happening doesn't affect my life and your life
100%
personally, right? It's an entertainment value thing. And you know what? Honestly, they've got the fucking money. Whatever. If you want to spend that much money to go up there, I don't give a shit. What really drives me crazy is the fact of how much of a production it's become.
Oh, yeah.
Because of the people involved with it. And it's so funny to me. What I'm trying to figure out, right? Like I said, I fully believe that they went up there. What I'm having a hard time processing in my mind is some of the videos and photos and some of what people are coming out and saying about how the door was not show. So there's video, quote unquote, out there that shows that the door opened up before somebody from the outside unpressurized it, and how it was staged up in a sense where you see Jeff Bezos like picking stuff up around the base of the pod and falling over because he's trying to rush to get to the gate or the stairs before they open up the door.
Yeah.
It's just this weird vibe with it. And that's what I'm having a hard time understanding.
So is it true or is it real or is it fake in your eyes? I'm talking about this time. I'm not talking about have they sent civilians up? Like I firmly believe that they have sent civilians up. Do you think this scenario, this flight, whatever it is they're claiming, is it real or fake?
If I'm going off the information that I've seen just in stories and social media and everything else, I would say no.
Not real. It's a stage thing.
It's a stage.
In the short time that I've looked at videos, there's enough editing stuff out there and enough AI bullshit, dude, that there can be an AI image in our social media pages that looks exactly like us right now.
Oh, yeah, no.
You know what I mean? And so they should have done a better job.
It's funny. So one of the things that I heard somebody say is, listen, there's a lot of ways you can fake things.
Yeah.
And if this is their top level of faking something, then they did a shitty job with it.
100%.
Again, I think based on the landing of it and the way the doors open and all that stuff, I would say it was probably fake. When it's all said and done, knowing that they've sent people up there before, I believe it happened. It's a little bit weird how the media with it plays out.
Yeah.
And I know I feel like I seem like I've gone back and forth with it. Based on everything, I think it happened. I just am a little confused on how that operation of the pod works and the way they open up the doors inside, outside versus pressurized and everything else. It's a little bit wonky in my terms.
All right.
So since I'm confused with it and I go back and forth, it seems.
Yeah.
What do you feel with this thing?
I don't think they did the same path as an astronaut. Like I said, again, I've only been looking at it for about an hour now.
They're not astronauts. We understand.
But we can both agree that they're not astronauts.
We will both
they
agree
are not
astronauts.
100%. I think it happened, but I think it's like a multi-billion-dollar fucking amusement ride. I think it fucking happened. I think they did go up. I think they went up, crossed that line so they can say they were in outer space, and went, back down.
They were only up there for 10 minutes.
And so it was a giant fucking amusement ride, dude. That's all it was. And what better way to make it known by putting some famous people in the pod to do it? And to your point, they're changing the narrative in social media right now. Yeah. Like you can't type the word blue into social media without Origin coming right after it. Yeah. Like immediately. I put BLU and it said Blue Origin.
Yeah.
And it was like blue, and it like it's trending hard, right? So now, what are we all talking about? A fucking
well, and that's
Katy Perry kissing the ground, maybe because she's an astronaut now.
I think that's the hard deal is with all the news and the government in some regard are all changing the narrative of what's happening around us.
Yep.
And trying to get away from people talking about immigration and tariffs and how much prices are going up and so on. So in the stock market, and I think a lot of this probably has a lot to do with how bad the stock market is. That they're like, okay, let's send up these people here. And
Trump's pulling levers right now going, dude, I fucking need to figure some shit out quick because everything that I said was going to happen is not. Quick, my billionaire buddy, send us something up real quick.
Yeah.
And put some famous people in it real quick.
Yeah, exactly. Do something to get this fucking media off of me, please.
Take the fucking cameras off of me right now. I'm fucking
get cameras
right
off. Tired of it.
Yeah, I freaking wholeheartedly agree with. And it takes me back when Trump lost the election after his second term. They interviewed Putin, dude. And Putin was talking about, because if I wanted to invade the United States, he goes, I wouldn't do it on land or through our military. He would do it through social media. And it's fucking sad to say that. And so this is, again, why people think I live under a rock. And I'm like, it's not that I don't feel like Putin, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. Let me clarify. I don't think the United States is being invaded by social media, by Russia right now. No, I just think the narrative in what is being fed to us cannot no longer be controlled by network TV. It's being controlled by influencers. It's controlled by large accounts that have multi-million-dollar things. Anything that we see, dude, it changes how we think, how we behave, how we talk and treat each other, and how we vote, how we buy, what, you know what I'm saying? All that stuff. So again, going back to your initial thought was like, they're trying to change the narrative. That spoke to me wholeheartedly. And I've only known about this for about an hour, dude. It's a trip, dude. It's a trip to fucking know it's that easy. It is that easy.
What I thought was quite interesting as you go down the rabbit hole of these things, you start to see all these videos that people put out or show that's, their hair didn't move. It stayed in this perfect deal there. So there's a conspiracy deal. The way the door was pressurized and opened up before Bezos got there. Did you see? That's the thing. Again, you see these videos, Bezos shows up with this big giant key in his hand. There was one video where he showed up with a big giant key, like he was unlocking something, right? Again, you can make videos as crazy as possible now to bring things up, but I think that's what changes the direction of how things are looked at
Yeah.
And again, it's so weird. Like if I think it happened, but if I was just basing it on all of the social media aspect of it and some of the videos that you see instantly, I'd be like, no, it didn't happen.
Yeah.
But I think all in all, it definitely did. But it's just so fucking weird from the
Here's
entertainment.
another food for thought, and I encourage everybody to do this. Google spaceship returns or NASA landings. Look at those. Look. Now, here's why I'm telling you to do this. Look at those pods, those spaceships, if you want. I don't know what they call them, whatever they call them. Look at those planes and vehicles that are coming down from space, and look how beat up they are from re-entering the atmosphere.
That is because they're coming from space. They're coming from a farther out. So they're having to cross the threshold at a faster pace. So it's going to burn up and shit's going to deploy off of it.
Yeah.
Whereas going up only 62 to 80 miles, whatever it is, when you're coming back down, you don't have all that force that's going to burn everything. So that's the difference of there. That I know for sure.
Okay. So to that point, whatever the reason is, it gives you an idea that what these Katy Perry and all these celebrities did was a tenth of what real fucking astronauts go through. It gives you an idea of maybe they did go up just past the threshold. I think of that one scene in the Avengers when the Hulk lost his shit and he jumped on a plane. And I don't know which way he jumped on a plane and they were going to they took him up to the space, dude. They took him just enough so he could freeze his ass off and then fall off the plane. Remember that episode?
So the fact that you brought the Avengers.
Oh, yeah, baby. Yeah.
Into this conversation. Fair enough.
Exactly, dude. Exactly. My point exactly, dude. Like, at the end of the day, dude, how much of it, like I said, it was a giant amusement fucking ride, dude. Did they go up to space? They probably did. They probably crossed this threshold. The pod does not look beat up, so they didn't go through anything crazy or dangerous or serious. They're definitely not fucking astronauts.
Hey, they didn't have any helmets on. B, did you see the outfits they had on?
Oh, yeah. I did see
I'm sorry. They were custom made, body fitting.
Yeah.
Like Katy Perry, like it was all tight fit, just straight up. Like,
bet she does a concert in the fucking outfit, dude. Bet she does, dude.
She is an astronaut. She can do that kind of thing. What the fuck?
It just fucking blew your mind, didn't I?
So I think when it's all said and done, that's what irritates me the most is the reporters, going back to that first initial comment I made, is the reporters instantly, and maybe that's where some of the issues stem from, is the media is, we need to put a really cool light on this. We're astronauts now, or
astronauts.
Astronaut. It's so fucking funny to me. That's where the U.S., and I'll keep it with the U.S. because it happens everywhere, but the U.S. is so over the top with everything and the way that we look at things and pick things apart. And there's parts of it that there was a former astronaut crew member that was on there. Yeah. And I haven't really heard many interviews from her. It's mostly been they want to interview all the celebrities like Gayle King, and Gayle King interviewed Katy Perry about it. It's like
we were both on there, bitch.
Yeah, exactly.
We were both in there. What'd you think? What'd you think?
Jeff Bezos' girlfriend was on there. It's just one of those things.
Yeah, I would love to hear from the astronaut that was in there. I don't know who she was, but
it's an interesting thing.
Believe the hype, yo. Don't believe it.
The entertainment news cycle needed something from what the other shit's going on right now.
Dude, I believe less and less I've legitimately stepped back from what I'm putting on social media, and that's why it sucks for me, because I am trying to keep it as real as possible and what I'm truly about. I don't believe 99% of the shit that's on social media right now. We just came back from Mexico, and I was listening to what they were saying on social media, on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Oh my God, they're gonna require us to freaking do cavity checks to go into Mexico. And I'm like, oh man, it's gonna be a bitch to get into Mexico, man. I'm in my head, I'm thinking it's gonna be hard to get into Mexico because of this whole tariff thing. And the president of Mexico is now putting a tariff on back. And now that she's requiring us to do visitor visits, the U.S. just can't come in. Bro, I walked up and I'm like walking up to the CBX to cross the border. And I'm like, oh, that was, yeah. The freaking CBX attendant was like, you need help? And I'm like, Yeah, I think I got it, but yeah, come and help me. They practically held my hand to the plane, dude. And I was in Mexico in 2.5 seconds, and I'm sitting there stressing about what was on social media. Bullshit. This might be bullshit. I'm going to go on a limb. I do think they went up. I do think they came straight back down. And I definitely do not think they're fucking astronauts. They're astronauts.
Last thing, I heard somebody say that if you want more of a space ride, go to Disneyland and get on whatever,
Space Mountain.
whatever the
Space Mountain, baby.
whatever the ride is there. Go on that, you'll get more of a space feel than they probably got when they were going up there for those 10 minutes.
Yep, so, I love it. I love it. You heard it here first on No Fix Agenda. Go to Space Mountain if you want to be an astronaut.
You could definitely tell that both of us, I think, it happened, but there's so many ifs, ands, or buts about it that you're just like, oh God, what the fuck?
Yeah, my money is that it didn't happen until just the way I said it. They went up there. But I guarantee you, mark my words, there's going to be stuff that's coming out in the next few days, probably, and the next few weeks. There's going to be
this cycle probably has at least another couple weeks of people.
Because when did it happen?
It happened early last week.
Yeah, there you go.
So it's got about a 3-week window. People will still figure shit out to talk about. More conspiracy theories will come out with it.
And it'll be something else. It'll be something else right after that.
What about it looking like a vibrator?
The initial spaceship did.
Well, yeah. So I'm talking about that was the first thing how you should have known the news cycle was going to go. Immediately as it went off, they were like, "Yep, that thing looks.
We're putting a bunch of women in there.
Looks like a vibrator.
Make it look like a vibrator, guys."
So that should have told you right away
that this was going to be a fucking
how that was going to turn out.
I wonder what it would have done if it was all men, dude.
Well, that's the way they made it look when Jeff Bezos went up the first time. Is it looked like a big giant cock?
Cock.
I think they just turned it upside down and they made it look like it was the vibrator this time.
There you go.
Anyway,
there you go. Hey, if it's not a cock, it's a vibrator, yo.
Keep it coming. Another round. Oh, keep it coming. Another round. You got me so far down. So far down.
This has been an international podcast transmission of No Fixed Agenda presented by Bubs Naturals. Music was provided by the Poor Dirty Astronauts with lyrics written by Matt Meyer. You can rate, review, and subscribe to our podcast on Apple, Spotify, Amazon, or wherever you find your favorite podcast episodes. NFA, over and out.